Friday night, right? You come to a theater show. You got the goddamn mayor politician speaking to you. Do you need a refund or something? Or because, if a date is $80, but at least I hope you had a drink. I was told if I get here, there's a cold beer or something. Thank God that is true. But this man is in my way. It's improv, right? I get to move things around. I don't know what this chair is about. Anyway, story. You want story? Okay, let me find this. Now, I get to go to different places, right? I do different things. Meeting Mark Carney, big deal, right? Wow, it's really. I also get to see. I told you, I need a maybe even more. I get to judge cutest dog contest, cutest cat dog, all types of weird things. The places that I get to go. Now, mind you, I have a cool experience. Speaking about cool, I get to meet in Sky Dome, meet the Weekend, because I get to give him a key of the city of Toronto. But I'm going to tell a story about this one day. I got to the sub basement of the old Eaton Center. You have to go to many escalator further down, and it's very dark, dingy, full of concrete place. I'm going to tell you how I got there. Now, politicians love pose, right? Yeah. Who was alive in 1987? Okay, okay, applause. Okay, do it by applause, because I can't see you. How many of you are alive in 1987 before? Okay. How many of you wasn't born yet in 1987? If you didn't applaud either time, you need another drink. Anyway, so in the 80s, there were a lot of media story about young people being harassed, especially racialized young people. They get banned out of Eaton Center, they get arrested. And I thought, gee, this is not good. I lived in I used to live in St. Jamestown. By that time, I moved over to a co-op at Dundas and Jarvis, sorry. And it was very close to Eaton Center. So one day, that boyfriend at that time, Jack Layton, and I decided to test out something. We want to see whether, I was racialized, yeah? He's not. So we thought, let's test this out. Now I've done a bit investigative stuff before. There were, a totally side story, there were these, quote, immigration consultants was very unscrupulous, and they were exploiting people that have not a lot of status, or they want to become immigrant, or they're immigrant, or they need to change their status, whatever it was. So I paired up with Globe and Mail, body packed my mom, my old mom, can't speak much English, and got her to go and check out these different immigration consultants. And the Globe did a big story, investigative story. So I've done strange things before. But anyway, we did end up legislating immigrant consultants, but I digress. So one evening, I put my hair, I have longer hair, in a pigtail, wore a short skirt, I was just gym clothes, wander into the Eaton Center and start talking to some young people, right? Racialized. Jack Layton also walked in from another door, not in the same place, but at the same time. So he hung out further away, and I hung out with some young people. I was just talking to them. We weren't doing anything. We weren't loud. We were not disturbing the peace. Sure enough, within like a few minutes, some security guard came over and said, "Ma'am," or whatever he was calling me, I don't remember. "You have to leave." I said, "Why? This is a public space. I'm not disturbing anything. I'm not doing anything violent. Why do I have to leave?" "Why, you have to leave." So I said, "No, why? What law is it that I'm breaking? This is a public space." "No, it's not. You have to go." I said, "I'm not going." At that time, I said, "Oh, these young people, I don't want to get them in trouble, right? I don't mind getting myself in trouble." I told them, "Look, you may want to just leave and just let me do this, okay?" And then, so they laughed. So they insisted. So I started to pump up the volume a bit. I said, "That white guy over there, why don't you go and arrest him? He's been standing there. And what is it that you can't, why is it that you're bugging me and not him?" And he said, "Well, no, I'm talking to you, ma'am, okay, whatever." So, okay, he was talking to me, and I kept insisting, pointing out to the other guy. The other guy decided to come over, right? That was prearranged. So he came over and said, "What are you doing?" Is it the security guard said, "This is trespassing. This is private property." He said, "No, it's not public. It's public property." "No, we have every right to be here." Blah, blah. "No, you have to leave." "I'm not leaving." "Okay, I'm banning you." "All right, ban." "Okay, whatever." So this is when we got let down to this big sub-basement where in this very dark, small room, concrete, no window, dark, dingy place. And this guy with a stack of cards. So obviously, they've been banning young people. It's asked me questions: name, contact information, race, nationality. I said, "Canadian." "Where are you born?" I said, "What's your business about where I'm born?" So I'm not answering any of these questions. Ask him. The other guy also got banned because by that time both of us are in it. And he said, "We're not giving you the information. We'll have to call the police." Okay, they called the police. The police came in, recognized Jack Layton and Olivia Chow, and said, "You guys get out of here. I'm not charging you. Leave." I thought, "Okay, bye." The reason why we did that, because we wanted to prove racial profiling was real, and that age, gender, less gender, but race has a lot to do with it. So we went, and there was a task force called Task Force on the Trespassing Law by a lawyer called Rashanan. We told our entire story to this lawyer in this task force, and he went and gathered a lot more information to real youth, not fake youth, and there was a lot of conversation at the time about the importance of public space, the importance of not racial profiling. That was a long time ago, and then the culture started to change. I tell you the story because we have a long way to go, and young people need a place to gather. So when you asked me I should tell a story, I thought that would be an appropriate story, because one of the first things that I did when I became mayor is to say, wait a second, young people need a place to go where they wouldn't be harassed. So library, can you imagine? Library is usually boring where you read and oh no. We started these teen zones in libraries where after school you can go and hang out there. They have big video games, big console because they're quite expensive, board games, free food after school. You get to pick whatever you want to do, learn something, study, play, And it's a really popular place for young people to go, and they are in a lot of libraries and community centers. So it's my way of completing the circle, making sure that young people have a place to go where they won't harass, where they won't get racial profiled. And so that's the story. But guess where I was at yesterday? Was it yesterday? Today's only Saturday. No, Friday. No, yesterday, Thursday. I can't tell you. 2 long hours, I'm sorry. I was at Eaton Center yesterday. As the mayor of Toronto, celebrating the Lunar New Year, year of the fire horse. Circle. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you for listening, and I get to keep the rest of the drinks. Thank you so much.